November 3, 1944, 6:47 a.m. A destroyed bakery in Metz, France. Private First Class Michael Donovan pressed his eye to the 8x scope of his M1903 Springfield, watching German positions materialize through the morning fog like ghosts taking solid form. He was 22 years old, 6 months in combat, 14 confirmed kills, and absolutely certain he was about to become the 24th American sniper to die in this god-forsaken city in the past 3 weeks. The Germans had turned Metz into a killing field, designed for one purpose: murdering Allied snipers with surgical precision. Donovan's rifle was accurate to 800 yards, his training exemplary, but none of that mattered here. Every time an American sniper looked through his scope, another German sniper, one he couldn't see, was already looking back. The question that haunted Donovan was simple. How do you kill an enemy you can't see when looking for him makes you visible? The Wehrmacht had perfected a technique called the Doppelstellung, the double position. 2 snipers operating 30 to 50 yards apart, firing in alternating sequence to prevent triangulation. Spot 1, and his partner was already aiming. The mathematics were brutal. Donovan needed 12 to 15 seconds to acquire and fire. German snipers needed the same, but they always fired first. The 5th Infantry Division had lost 23 snipers trying to crack this problem. Corporal James Bradley, 9 confirmed kills, died October 18th when a 7.92mm Mauser round punched through his skull from a factory window 400 yards away. Private Robert Chen took a chest shot October 29th and drowned in his own blood. The pattern was undeniable. American snipers were being spotted and killed before acquiring targets. Command solution: stay mobile, change positions, never remain static, failed. The problem wasn't movement, it was awareness. German snipers had been watching American positions for minutes before being seen. They owned the battlefield's spatial intelligence, every sight line, blind spot, and angle of approach, and they exploited one weakness no movement could fix. Donovan understood the geometry of his failure with crystalline clarity. His 8x scope narrowed his vision to 8 degrees, like staring through a tube at a world that stretched 360 degrees around him. At 400 yards, his view was barely 50 feet wide. Everything else, flanking positions, elevated angles, rubble piles concealing secondary shooters, existed in a blind zone his peripheral vision couldn't penetrate while he was scoped. German snipers had built their entire doctrine around that flaw, while American snipers focused forward through their scopes. Wehrmacht teams maneuvered into flanking positions and fired into their blind spots. It was elegant, it was devastating, and it was killing American snipers at a rate of 2 to 1. On the night of November 2nd, working alone in the ruins of a hotel reduced to skeletal walls and shattered dreams, Donovan built what his commander would later call the stupidest field modification I've ever seen authorized. He took a standard 4-arc 6-inch shaving mirror, the kind every soldier carried, and mounted it on the left side of his rifle scope. The angle was critical, 45 degrees, positioned 8 inches forward of his eye so it sat in his peripheral vision. The installation used electrical tape stripped from signal wire. It took him 40 minutes to balance it, making sure the weight didn't throw off his rifle's zero, and that he could see behind him without moving his head or breaking his sight picture. The modification violated at least 7 Army regulations on unauthorized equipment changes. Donovan didn't care. Bradley and Chen were dead. 21 other American snipers were dead. He was almost certainly next if nothing changed. Official channels had produced no solutions. Survival demanded innovation outside the bureaucratic machinery that was getting his friends killed. Donovan knew this mirror might buy him seconds, and seconds meant life. November 3rd, 6:47 a.m. Donovan and his new partner, Private Sam Martinez, 3 weeks in combat, 0 kills, set up in the destroyed bakery overlooking a factory complex 400 yards away. German snipers controlled that factory. Everyone knew it. The question was where they were positioned and when they would fire. At 7:23 a.m., Donovan acquired a target on the 3rd floor, visible for seconds near a blown-out window. His finger moved to the trigger. Standard procedure: acquire, breathe, squeeze. But in his peripheral vision, the mirror showed him something that froze his blood. Behind them, 60 degrees off their flank, a second sniper was aiming right at them. The Doppelstellung in action. One sniper drew attention forward while his partner fired from an unexpected angle. Donovan whispered a single word to Martinez. 6 o'clock. Martinez pivoted. They fired simultaneously. Donovan at the window, Martinez at the flank. 2 kills in 5 seconds. The Germans never got a shot off. The engagement lasted 4 hours. Confused by the Americans' impossible awareness of flanking positions, German snipers kept trying variations of their standard tactics, and failed. Each time, the mirror exposed their movement. By noon, Donovan and Martinez had killed 6 German snipers, 4 for Donovan, 2 for Martinez. The mirror gave them what the Wehrmacht couldn't counter: 360-degree awareness with offensive capability. They could look forward and backward simultaneously. The geometric advantage had reversed. By November 8th, Donovan had installed mirrors on 9 rifles, working quietly through the battalion sniper platoon. The modification spread the way real battlefield innovations always did, through word of mouth and desperation. Soldiers scavenged materials, broken glass, polished metal, chrome pieces from wrecked vehicles. Nobody asked permission. Nobody filed paperwork. They just stopped dying. The results spoke for themselves. In October, before the mirrors, American snipers in Metz lost 2 men for every German they killed. By mid-November, after mirror adoption, that ratio had inverted. 4 German snipers killed for every American lost. Captain Robert Hayes, the sniper platoon commander, inspected Donovan's rifle on November 10th. He saw the mirror and, to his enormous credit, made it official battalion policy despite its unauthorized origin. By November 12th, every sniper in the battalion carried a mirror taped to his rifle. German counter-sniper doctrine, built over years of brutal Eastern Front experience, had been neutralized by a shaving mirror and some electrical tape. The elegance of it bordered on absurd. In December 1944, a training inspector noticed the mirrors and reported the modification to Army Command. By January 1945, a team from Aberdeen Proving Ground conducted tests that confirmed what Donovan's survival had already proven. The mirrors improved sniper survivability by roughly 300% in contested urban environments. They recommended standardized production and integration into official doctrine, but Donovan's name was omitted from the reports. The innovation was credited to Army evaluators who arrived after hundreds of soldiers were already using it. Captain Hayes tried to include Donovan in the paperwork, but the paperwork disappeared, buried somewhere in the military machine. Donovan never filed a complaint. He hadn't done it for medals or recognition. He'd done it to survive and to keep others alive. The war offered him no comfort beyond that simple truth. The war in Europe ended on May 8, 1945. Michael Donovan survived 11 months of combat with 47 confirmed kills. The mirror had saved his life at least 6 documented times, and probably more he never knew about. Martinez and dozens of other snipers survived the war specifically because they could see threats they weren't looking at. A 4-inch mirror had turned the battlefield's geometry in their favor. After the war, Donovan returned to civilian life without fanfare. He never sought recognition for the mirror modification. As optics advanced, his field-expedient solution faded into obscurity, replaced by better technology. In 1987, a military historian uncovered references to Donovan's mirror in after-action reports. He tracked down Martinez and several veterans who confirmed the story. 2 years later, a military history journal published the account. Almost nobody read it. Donovan died June 7, 2001, at age 79. His obituary made no mention of the mirror or his role in reversing American sniper losses in Metz. His funeral was attended by several men in their 70s, men whose lives had been saved by a piece of glass and electrical tape. They stood silent, remembering how ingenuity had triumphed where doctrine had failed. Today, the National Infantry Museum at Fort Benning displays an M1903 Springfield with a mirror modification like Donovan's. The placard doesn't mention his name. It simply reads, Field Expedient Modifications 1944-1945. Anonymous official. Sanitized. The placard erases the desperation and creativity that gave birth to the idea. The kind of innovation born only when soldiers refused to die according to doctrine. The ultimate reason the mirror worked wasn't technological sophistication or brilliant engineering. It worked because one 22-year-old soldier, watching his friends die from a geometric flaw, decided survival mattered more than regulations. In a war defined by massive industrial production and centralized planning, a shaving mirror changed counter-sniper doctrine more effectively than any official program or weapons upgrade ever could. That truth, that the most important innovations often come from soldiers desperate enough to ignore the rules, remains as uncomfortable today as it was in 1944. And perhaps that's why Michael Donovan's name still doesn't appear on the museum placard, though every reflection in that mirror still carries the trace of his defiance,